I'm your host, Sophia Bethoney. Here we are, episode 5. Today, I'm joined by WBZ Sports Director, Steve Burton.
Thank you, Sophia.
My dad and our principal builder, Chris Bethany.
And save the best for last.
There you go.
And former tight end of the New England Patriots and 2-time Super Bowl champion, Christian Poirier. All right, Steve, take it away.
All right, well, here we go. This is a big episode. Big game against the Buffalo Bills. The Patriots have to find a way to get it done. They're going to bring that momentum that they had. You went to the game.
I did.
Week. Went to the game, had a ball, saw the Patriots win their first home game. Now they got to take that momentum up to Buffalo. Buffalo is undefeated. They're 4-0. They've won 14 straight games up in Buffalo, which means they're due for a loss. Right, Christian?
That used to be my go-to line when I didn't know what to say. I'm like, they're due, right? But I think deeper, if we dig, it's a measuring stick for like where they're at.
Yep.
We know the Buffalo Bills are, a Super Bowl, a legit Super Bowl contender. They've been in the mix for the past 4 years.
But they're beatable.
I think I wouldn't feel 100% comfortable saying that the Buffalo Bills can win. I think the Patriots are spunky enough and just smart enough that they can go up and steal a win. Now, I think the Buffalo Bills know that also. I don't think the Patriots are a team like the Saints where you let hang around.
Right.
And the Saints are going to give it up. They're going to get sacked. They're going to throw a turn. I wouldn't play around with the Patriots. They're not ones to let's just Casey at the bat on it, right? And I'll wait till I have 2 strikes and then I'll start trying.
Right.
I wouldn't mess around.
Yeah, they got a little swagger going now. They got the confidence going. It's a much better football team. You've seen this team come together, Chris Bethany, and I know, knowing you, your record's been pretty good as far as picking teams, right?
I'd like to think it's been pretty good. I mean, Christian.
Not as good as mine.
Not as good as yours.
Christian leads the pack, but what I am excited about, Steve and Christian and Sophia, 2-2.
2-2.
2-2. We're in the hunt for early on. If you said to us early on, we're going to be 2-2 heading into Buffalo with a great chance to compete.
Could be 3-1, but 2-2. If you said 2-2 coming out of the month of September, you would take that.
And I also feel like it's 2-2 feels differently. Like 2-2 Patriots, correct me if I'm wrong, feels differently than the Cincinnati Bengals, who are also 2-2.
Good point.
The 2-2 Bengals are absolutely circling the drain with no help and no one coming to save their ass.
Right.
Like they're dead in the water. The Patriots are on the other hand. There's a lot of hope and optimism with this team.
Oh yeah.
Right? You saw a great game because they were up against it in that game as well. The Carolina Panthers coming off a 30-point win against the Atlanta Falcons. So you saw the energy, right? You saw the passion of the fan base is re-engaged, right?
That is very true.
Yeah. So I think those are all important aspects.
You mentioned the word re-engage. They were due for a win, right? Patriots fans have been here for a while now. I hadn't seen them win at home. So the Patriots stepped up last week. And now the question is, can they bring that same momentum, that same gusto up to Buffalo? This will be the last time the Patriots play in Highmark Stadium up there. And they want to close it out with a victory.
Sure. So excited. I mean, remind me if I remember. Didn't the Patriots go up? Was it last season? They were
up 14-0. 14-0.
In
They went up there and they ended up getting beat, but they gave Buffalo a scare and they hung with them.
Sure. And I think with Coach Vrabel and our team together, and again, we're huge fans of Will Campbell. So if you're watching our podcast here at the Bethany Builders Podcast, we're just up the hill. Feel free to come by and say hello anytime. The other thing I wanted to mention, have a little fun with it. We're so grateful that we have Christian Poirier here. Well, of course, being a former New England Patriots player, and we're all the biggest of supporters of the New England Patriots. It's kind of funny that Christian isn't in Cincinnati because he sent their team at the same 2-2 record. I hope if you're a Cincinnati Bengals fan, we still say hello to you. You're welcome to watch the podcast.
Yeah.
We hope your team improves.
We should mention them. Yeah, I'm absolutely right. What do you think what do you think their fan base?
Yeah,
how do
they're
you think
looking
they
at
feel?
come on.
They don't have a quarterback. They don't have a young quarterback. I mean, they have no defense. Their ownership is horrible. And they won the first 2 games, barely, and then they've been destroyed. They scored 13 points in 8 quarters. And it's really 6 points because one score was late in a game that didn't matter. So really, 6 points in 8 quarters.
That's embarrassing.
So again, 2-2, totally different vibe.
We'll take it. I definitely agree with. Hey, what do we got going on this week?
That's what I was saying. Am I accurate to remember? Don't we see the Cincinnati Bengals soon in Gillette Stadium upcoming?
I hope so.
I believe we do on the schedule.
Is that- are they on
Everybody,
the schedule?
maybe we could check on that.
You're
I
probably
believe
right.
that they are. I think it's later in, if I recall, but we'll check on that. We'll fact
Well,
check
after
that.
Buffalo, we get.
Maybe we'll have someone from Cincinnati
We got-
on and let them sit right here.
Here.
We need to have an opposing reporter as a guest, and they
Oh.
just pepper them with questions.
Well, like you said, that's a great idea. That's one thing here at the Bethany Builders podcast, over broadcasting live here at Crazy Axes up at Patriots Place, Gillette. Everybody's welcome. So whether you're outside and we have the speaker here so folks can listen in to the live podcast, and we always appreciate the support, and you're welcome to come. And like Christian said, if you happen to be someone from the Cincinnati Bengals organization and you want
You're
to come by and
so
say
welcome
hello,
to come
you're
by.
always welcome.
Okay, Chris, one shot right here. That's TD lingo for one shot on me. Okay, here's what I want you to do. When you edit this,
Yeah.
okay, just edit this part out. Hey, Cincinnati fans, Cincinnati reporters, you guys suck. Well, you know where to find us. We'll be right here on Sunday at the Crazy Axes right here at Gillette Stadium.
Wow.
We'll be doing our podcast. We'll be here. We'll go from a 9:30 to 10:30. Okay, so if you want to kind of take the one open spot and tell us why you're going to beat the Patriots, we're welcoming, right? Sophia, I mean, you could like
Give me
put
a
your hard hat on.
Can you,
Put the hard
Sophia,
hat
can
on.
you give Christian his
No, I don't need a hard
He
hat.
might need a little.
I feel comfortable.
Oh,
I feel comfortable. Listen, I wouldn't do that to the Rams.
no, you know better.
Yeah,
You
I wouldn't do
know
the
that.
Bills. I don't want to make the Bills more angry.
You know. Well, if they get this one, if they can coming out 3-2, because they got some weaker teams coming up after Buffalo, they'll be well on their way. But they got to take care of Buffalo.
So you know the comparison I would make to Bethany Builders.
What's that?
Okay, if we're gonna use like football analogies.
Yeah, go ahead.
So they're the Patriots.
Yeah.
They're the Steelers.
Yeah.
They're the Green Bay Packers. They're the Broncos, even though they got no ownership. Teams that the Baltimore Ravens, who have great ownership, great management, like every single level. Like they're just smart. They're good people. They do things the right way. They're not reckless,
the
right?
analogy.
So what is the one word I would use is like they're always winning. They're consistent.
Right.
They don't chase their tail, right? And that's why I want to think of like, okay, great building, great companies. You compare that with the Steelers, who are always good. They're always good.
The problem with the Steelers is, yeah, they are always
But
good. But
still-
they haven't won in a while.
That's okay.
They haven't won the big one
But
in a while.
that's fine, but they're always doing the right thing. Now they may have picked the wrong guy here. This guy gets hurt, and they're up against it. But
Well, they got Aaron Rodgers this year.
they always got a winning record.
You know.
Well, it's ironic because Steve had mentioned early on. He says it's very important to make the right decisions. And
Correct.
when we were selecting our sponsors, again, shout out to Koopman Lumber, shout out to Trex Decking, shout out to Crazy Axes, shout out to our team, not only here at Bethany Builders, but the Bethany Builders podcast crew. It's extremely important. You need to surround yourself with great people. And again, it's all about teamwork. There's no I in team, there's an I in win. Let's get a Red Sox win.
Let's get a Red Sox win.
Let's do it.
Well,
Do we want to get into our building topic of today? Would you like to?
Sure.
absolutely.
Oh, this is a fun, exciting one. It's one of my favorite ones. We're talking about existing or new construction garages
Ooh.
on people's homes, and then adding additional bonus space above, which could be a primary suite, bathroom, laundry room, office, or an ADU, accessory dwelling unit. We'll let Sophia be able to talk about that. Or it could be, in fact, a big, fun playroom, TV room where you can watch the Patriots play any and all their games in the upcoming season.
See, what I like about garages, I like nice, clean garages, right? People store their stuff, people put their cars in it,
They're
but
clean their floor.
clean the floor.
Yeah.
I want the garages that you build spotless, with a nice floor. What's the floor that you use on a spotless garage?
Well, it's a great question. I'll answer that if you would. We start with a poured concrete floor,
Yeah.
and the key to that is to make sure you use the proper concentration of concrete. You're not just using the same concrete on the concrete finished floor as you would for the foundation wall or the concrete footings. And you pros out there that watch the Bethany Builders podcast would know that, as well as people that have done their research. So with that being said, and then there's also different finishes, epoxy finishes things of that nature, where you can actually do colorful and many different aesthetically pleasing finishes, Steve, that we definitely would make available, working with ourselves and our partners in the industry to do those finishes.
So you can make, Sophia, a 2-car garage, a 1-car garage. You can even make 3 or 4-car garages.
That's cool.
For sure. Yeah.
So I hate to be the turd in the punch bowl.
No, that's
And
okay.
I'm gonna have to do the whole Irish exit.
You gotta go.
Okay. But before I go, I'd like to say thank you to our gracious hostess, and you.
I get it.
Steve's my brother from another mother.
There
All right,
you
so
go.
listen, this is great. I gotta leave early, but this has been what a phenomenal show. Like, what about oh my God, what we did earlier was awesome. But remember, we need to cut this up, and then we need to yell at the people from Cincinnati. I want to make sure that happens, because when we're doing this show, when we do play them, I want them to be. I want to invite them.
They'll come.
Yeah.
Come visit.
All right, high five.
And,
All right.
Thank you,
All right,
Christian.
High five. I'll talk to you guys later.
Christian's on the run.
Okay.
There we go. Christian Fourier, everybody. I mean, what do you
Yes,
say with that?
indeed.
Give it up to Christian. Thank you so
Indeed.
much.
Getting back to the garages, because I don't know how much longer we have, but
Sure.
you can build a single, a double. What's the most garages you can put side by side?
Okay, I'll take that question. Steve, when you had referenced it, like you're saying, a single car garage, 2-car garage, 3-car garage, 4-car garage. We've in fact built garages. One comes to mind that we built in Weymouth that actually the individual had smaller cars, you
Yeah.
know, like that Fast and Furious cars.
Yeah,
So they were
yeah.
kind of putting them in there.
Yeah.
So, well, they seem to have a lot of cars in there, even more than 4 cars that they in fact had in there at one time. So, yeah, it's very important. Garages, they're all done. Again, Sophia starts with the design process. We work with registered architect, structural engineers to make sure that everything is designed correctly, and then we execute, build out correctly. They go up fairly quickly, organized, on time and on budget. Again, Bethany Builders, we specialize in that type of product. Give us a shout anytime. Chris Bethany, 781-898-8018, www.bethanybuilders.com. We're here to service you. We want to earn your business. I think it's been a long day. What do you think, Sophia?
Yeah.
Well, bring us home.
I want to thank Steve Burton,
My pleasure.
Chris Bethany, and Christian Fourier, and all of you watchers of the podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in of the Bethany Builders podcast.
And our cameraman, Chris Gobeal.
Chris
And
Gobeal,
Chris.
there is no better. We want to shout out to David at Crazy Axes. We want to shout out to Koopman's Lumber. We want to shout out to Trex Decking, #1 decking company in the world. Bethany Builders, of course, your sponsor. Chris Gobeal, again, behind the camera, going over and above. And my wife, Alina, I love her.
There we go.
There we go. Thank you.